Apollo and the Python. Long ago, when the gods of Olympus still walked the earth and their deeds shaped the destiny of mortals, there arose a tale of vengeance, courage, and divine justice. It is the tale of Apollo, the radiant god of the sun, music, and prophecy, and his battle with the fearsome Python, a creature of chaos and primordial power. The story begins not with Apollo, but with his mother Leto. She was a goddess of grace and beauty, loved by Zeus, the king of the gods. But their union drew the wrath of Hera, Zeus's wife, who was consumed by jealousy. Hera unleashed her fury upon Leto, decreeing that no land beneath the sun would offer her refuge to give birth to her children. Leto wandered across the world, fleeing Hera's wrath with no place to rest. To make matters worse, the Python, a monstrous serpent born of the earth goddess Gaia, was sent to hunt her. The Python was vast, with scales that shimmered like oil and eyes that burned with malice. Wherever Leto went, the Python followed, spreading fear and destruction in its wake. At last, Leto found sanctuary on the floating island of Delos, a place unbound by the earth and thus free from Hera's curse. There, beneath the shade of a palm tree, she gave birth to twins, Artemis, the huntress, and Apollo, the god destined to shine as bright as the sun. Even as a child, Apollo possessed a divine aura. As he grew, so too did his strength and his sense of justice. He learned of the Python's pursuit of his mother and the suffering it had caused. His heart burned with a righteous fury. He vowed to end the beast's reign of terror and restore peace to the sacred lands. The Python had made its lair at Delphi, a place of ancient power nestled in the shadow of Mount Parnassus. It was a sacred site, but the serpent's presence had tainted it, filling the air with fear and despair. The people of the land dared not approach, for the Python was known to devour any who came near. Armed with his golden bow and arrows, crafted by Hephaestus himself, Apollo descended upon Delphi. The sun shone brightly as he approached, as if to announce the arrival of its champion. The Python sensed his approach and emerged from its lair. Its immense form coiled around the rocks, its scales glinting like polished stone. Its eyes glared at Apollo, filled with an ancient, malevolent intelligence. "Who dares disturb my domain?" the Python hissed, its voice rumbling like distant thunder. "I am Apollo, son of Zeus and Leto," the young god declared. "You have wronged my mother and desecrated this sacred place. Your time of terror ends today." The Python laughed, a deep guttural sound. "Foolish boy, I am older than the gods themselves. You think to challenge me?" Without another word, Apollo raised his bow and loosed an arrow. It flew straight and true, striking the Python's thick hide. The serpent roared in pain and lunged at him, its jaws wide and dripping with venom. But Apollo was swift, dodging the attack and firing another arrow, then another. The battle raged across the rocky slopes of Delphi. The Python thrashed and coiled, its massive body tearing through the earth, while Apollo danced like a flame, his arrows striking with unerring accuracy. The serpent's venom scorched the ground, but Apollo's resolve burned brighter. Finally, after a fierce struggle, Apollo's golden arrow found its mark. It pierced the Python's heart, and the beast let out a final, earth-shaking roar before collapsing. The ground trembled as its lifeless form slumped to the ground. The air grew still, and a profound silence fell over Delphi. Apollo stood victorious, his bow still in hand. But as the dust settled, he felt the weight of his actions. The Python, though a terror, was a creature of Gaia, the earth itself. Its death had consequences, and Apollo knew he must atone for his deed. To honor the sacred site and restore balance, Apollo established the Pythian Games, a grand festival of music, poetry, and athletic competition held at Delphi. These games celebrated the triumph of light over darkness and served as a reminder of the harmony between the divine and the mortal. Apollo also claimed Delphi as his sacred domain. There, he founded his oracle, a place where mortals could seek guidance and wisdom. The Pythia, a priestess inspired by Apollo's divine power, would speak prophecies, guiding kings and commoners alike. And so the tale of Apollo and the Python became a legend, a story of courage, justice, and the eternal balance between chaos and order. The site of Delphi, once a place of fear, became a beacon of enlightenment, where the voice of the sun god could be heard for centuries to come. To this day, the memory of that battle lives on, etched into the stones of Delphi and whispered in the winds that sweep through the mountains. It is a tale that reminds us of the power of light, the burden of justice, and the enduring legacy of the gods.